You all ready to join me today in our trip to outer space?
Yeah.
Albert Shivers.
The Matrix doesn't have him.
That's very true.
Come along quietly or not.
They don't have to like it, but they're gonna see what happens.
Goodbye, wimps.
And now, without further ado,
from Albert Shivers.
The general concept is that creativity flourishes in an atmosphere of freedom.
Hello, folks, and welcome to episode 90 of the Planet Shivers podcast. I am, and always will be, Albert Shivers, and on this episode, for episode 90, I can't think of two dudes that I would rather have on this show more. Stefan and Isaac are back, and the three of us talk a lot about a lot of things. We start off covering a fast that I've recently done for just about 48 hours, and sprinkled within are their opinions on that. And we talk a lot about food. This is a food-heavy episode, which is rare for this show. I should possibly do more of those. But it was great to sit around the table with these guys again. And that leans into my point a little bit as well. One of the goals of most episodes, not every episode, even if it was half of the episodes, but my goal was to have certain episodes feel like you're at the table with us. Little subtle voyeurism, something like that. Make it feel like you're sitting around the table. Because so many of my best memories, be it on holidays, which are right around the corner now, or just a random night, be it with friends or family, some of my best memories were spent sitting around a table. Be it for dinner or dessert, whatever it might be, coffee. Just sitting around the table, enjoying people, hearing stories, not really doing anything in particular. I grew up around many holiday tables with grandparents for just different holidays altogether, or even birthdays. And even just sitting around the table playing cards with friends. You're making memories even when you don't realize you're making memories. And with Christmas around the corner, it reminds me of getting up very early. Obviously, all the kids did. You get up early, you go run in the room with the tree, and you tear into the presents. Well, I would get up early, Christmas morning, run into the living room, put on a movie or TV, and just sit and look at the presents under the tree. And sometimes an hour, 2 hours, if not more, would go by. I just remember one Christmas in particular, because I did this a lot of years. I remember one Christmas in particular where I woke up, ran to the living room, and it was like 6:30 in the morning. And about 8:30 or 9 o'clock even, my mother comes shuffling out of her room and sees that it's light out and looks at the time and goes, "Why didn't you wake me up?" And I told her that I was just enjoying looking at the tree with all the presents under it. And I've always just kind of been like that from that young to now, is just sitting back and seeing the picture and finding things to appreciate about it. And that's kind of been the drum I'm beating this winter and through the holidays, is just take the moments and try to appreciate them for what they are. Because 9 times out of 10, you'll end up missing things that you didn't even realize you were going to miss. And they're the tiniest little things that are insignificant and you barely notice now. But you'll miss them, So I don't want to get too sentimental here. So I'm not. This was a great podcast. The most fun I had recording a podcast in a while. Stefan and Isaac are just my buddies, man. And it was great to sit around with them and laugh and have fun. I hope you feel like you're sitting around the table with us. And I hope you get enjoyment out of this episode. And as we count down now to 100, there's going to be some real good episodes coming. One I'd like to highlight real quick is Irma Sedeno, a very good friend of mine from down New York, will be coming on the show to talk about her work with me in the movies that I made throughout like the early 2010s. I was a filmmaking machine back then, pumping out a movie a year for myself. And it was the same thing as I'm talking about. You know, the movies were fine. I did the absolute best I could with what I had to work with. But I made friends along the way, and I think back on them super, super fondly. Because it was a lot of fun to just go out there and just guerrilla filmmaking. That's it. No frills, but making the absolute best of it. And she was in a movie of mine called In Season, along with a bunch of other cool people. And I won't go into what the movie was about. It doesn't matter. But she's going to come on soon and talk about her role in that movie, and her and I reminisce a little bit about that. She's one of my best friends who hasn't been on the show yet, so I was excited to have her on. She leads a super busy life naturally in New York, runs a fashion business, and teaches language. So I'm excited to have her on. There's going to be a lot of really, really good episodes from 90 to 100. I'm going to pack them in, and I hope you enjoy them. I'm shooting for some big guests. Don't want to jinx anything, but hopefully they all come through. And again, I hope you guys enjoy this episode, and I will talk to you on the other side.
101 Network, non-stop.
Cocoa Puffs are a delicious part of any well-balanced breakfast. They're good for you, which parents love, and they taste like candy, which I love. I can't help it. I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Cuckoo!
And now, all expecting mothers can look for new bio-infused Cocoa Puffs. Give your child the extra boost with chocolate milk. Do not take a pregnant nursing.
Hello, this is Phil Cosby. You are listening to the Planet Shivers podcast.
So we're going to cover a lot of different things on this episode, but first, I just finished doing a fast that was just under 48 hours. Only water and tea for that amount of time. So yeah.
But you went on a fast.
Water and tea and smoke for just under 48 hours.
What kind of smoke?
I had a big breakfast the morning of, not like real big, but
almost like your last meal.
Almost.
Type shit.
Yeah.
What did you have?
A couple of eggs and toast. Big old glass of juice.
Did you make this, or
fruit.
did you go out to?
No, I made it. And that was it. And then originally I'd planned just for the rest of the day.
So it was going to be like a 24-hour thing.
Yeah. And then I woke up. And the first day was harder because your body, I guess, is used to your cycle of eating however
correct.
you eat. So when the time comes, your body's expecting food
at a certain time. It's a psychological thing.
Yeah. But I told myself, no matter what you do, like if you start to really get hungry and it's distracting to you, just draw. Just draw. Just like feed
so
your
you kind
hunger.
of like counteracted art with the struggle of, not necessarily struggle, but you counteracted art with what you were going through, like trying to keep your mind off being hungry and whatnot.
Yeah.
It is overriding physiology.
And that worked for lunch. And then like dinner time came and I got very hungry. My body was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And then like we were talking about, your mind eventually just like, okay, to use your words, it's like, okay, no food.
Mm-hmm.
And I was nervous to smoke because I'm like, I know I'm gonna get hungry because I always do.
Oh, for sure, bro. That's a no-brainer.
But I smoked and didn't get as hungry as I thought. I got hungry, but it was manageable. And I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna do my hour and go to bed, and I'll wake up and have a breakfast. And when I woke up, I wasn't all that hungry. So I was like, you know what? Let's push it.
Let's keep going with it.
Yeah.
You felt good.
So
you felt determined.
Yeah. So I kept going with it, and the other thing I was doing, so there was water, tea, smoke, and I also recently, not preparing for the fast, but I bought lion's mane. I decided to bite the bullet and I put down the money because the little bottles are expensive. But they had like a little sale at Earthlight around a corner. I said, all right, I was going to bite the bullet and buy this bottle. So I was doing the lion's mane also while I was fasting.
Wow, oh, you really was committed to this shit.
There's something.
So,
have you ever fasted before that?
Not for this long.
What was the longest you ever fasted before that?
Less than a day.
Isaac, have you ever fasted before?
I think it might have just been like once or twice, I think. You know, I would like to now, you know, he was telling me on the phone, I was like, man, that would be amazing to find it almost in my schedule to do it, you know, because like, I would love to, but just not, you know, the labor thing, manual labor. It's just, I burn
a lot of calories. So
I zombie out quick.
Understandable. So that's dope that you're doing that, or you have done that. I started this fasting shit for a minute now, where I would, like, I have not eaten. First of all, I don't eat till 12 every day.
Okay.
Legit, I do not eat till 12.
Yeah, I've heard similar.
So
things.
last time we did a podcast.
Yeah.
I was 260, bro.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
And it was because I was going through depression. I was eating a lot. I was drinking. I just was not. I was living unhealthy, and it takes certain things to knock you on your ass to realize those things. So I immediately knew I had to switch up. Like, I had to switch my diet. I had to switch my life around.
So if you don't mind me jumping in, what made you decide, okay, time to change?
My grandmother passed away in January.
Oh, okay. Sorry to hear that.
No, yeah. Thank you. And it just was like, when she passed away, it was just like, all right, time is short. You know what I mean? And if I'm going to be on this earth, I got to be as sharp as possible. You know, I got to be on my P's and Q's. So I just flipped the switch and just did everything for my grandmother. You know what I mean? And, like, during that process, it was a struggle. It was a lot. I had to switch up eating. I had to drink more water, which I've already been on this kick of drinking a gallon of water damn near every day for the last 4 years. Okay. Right? But the food is a big thing. Yeah. And when I started doing my research and started watching videos, you know, these people were talking about you don't have to eat as much, and I knew that before, but I just kind of got like lost in the sauce, right? So, like, I stopped eating as much. So, like I said, the last time I ate was at 12 o'clock. Literally, I made lunch at 12, and I have not eaten since. I got these pineapples, and that's the only thing I'm going to eat, because my body knows that I'm good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my body literally knows that you had your meal, dog. You're good. You know what I'm saying? And I need to just have a regular meal, bro. I made a goddamn chicken cheesesteak with some french fries, you know? And I might go home and eat some spinach or some shit like that just to burn that fat. But I did work out today. But I'm just, like, more aware of, like, you really don't need to eat that much. Yeah. If I ate in the morning, I probably would not eat till later on. Like, if I ate at like 9 o'clock in the morning, I probably would not eat till like 8 o'clock at night. And it wouldn't be something crazy. It would just be, I'm hungry. I've been smoking. You know what I mean? I've been walking. I've been burning calories. I owe my body. Another thing, though, you have to listen to your body. Like, when you know you have to eat. but just know what you're eating.
Right. And that's how this fast kind of ended for me. Because so the morning that I woke up and I realized that I was very close to being like 48 hours, like 2 whole days.
That's pretty dope, bro.
So when I woke up, I'm like, all right, well, the night before, I'm like, okay, if I wake up and if I wait till noon, you all right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If I wait till noon, that would be like the 48 hours. And so I went to bed that night with that in mind and woke up early the next morning ready to attack something.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You was probably going crazy at this point.
And like, if a squirrel came by with a power line, I might dove out the window for it.
That was good. Yeah, I hear you on that.
Yeah. So it gave you like energy. You're saying next day you were like.
Well,
it seemed like you were hungry at that point, but not just hungry for food.
Right.
You were hungry for like it made you get back in that mentality of like, yo, I gotta eat.
Well, then it made me think of there's this old time saying that a hungry hound hunts better.
It's true.
And I would even say the night before there was something about just being on the diet of tea and lion's mane. That night before waking up, that had sharpened me.
Yeah.
Just I noticed that art ideas, particularly, because that's what I was doing the whole time.
Because you become hungry, and it's not just for food. You become hungry for life. I think you should fast because you should be grateful for the times that you do have food. Because there might be a time where this shit hits the fan, and we might just be at a civil war, and we got to defend ourselves in many ways. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you're not going to be able to eat 3 meals a day.
Few people can like find more calories than they consume nowadays. You know. So.
Exactly. And I think we should be in this mindset where any day could be a war, man. I genuinely think that. Not just saying it should be, but you should be in that mindset. Any day could hit the fan.
It could be a tomorrow. That's it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, the first time I realized fasting was I want to say around 8th grade. My brother's dad, he lived in Chicago. He lived in Illinois. And he would work. He was a bodybuilder, so he worked at a gym all day.
Okay.
So, it was probably like regular 8 to 10 hour shifts. And he didn't really have much food at his house. So me and my brother and my sister, we literally like starved. And kids, we have fast ass metabolism. Like at that time, like you eat anything and that shit is burnt like within a second. Yeah. So can you imagine waking up and not eating all day? So when I tell you, bro, like I still remember it like it was yesterday. And this is not to harp on him and saying it was bad. Like, you know what I mean?
I understand.
But my stomach was like eating itself. Like I was so hungry I couldn't move, bro. Like I literally had to just stay in the bed, and it made me think. Like I had to be mental. It was all mental at that point because my stomach was so hungry. Right, this is the kicker.
It was eating you. Yeah.
Yes, this is the kicker. He comes in the house around like 5:00, and he has like 3 pies of pizza. And when I tell you, me, my brother, and my sister went the fuck in, you would have thought we was little zombies, yo.
Right.
We were going crazy. But your stomach is so malnourished at that point that it's been eating itself that you couldn't really eat as you think you could eat.
Right.
Yeah, it shrinks.
Yes, bruh. So there is a point where I think where fasting does go too far.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like I think,
starved.
yeah.
I think 16 hours it is no food, and that's like ketosis kicks in or some process.
Delusion and all that shit.
Yeah.
And also, there's places where they don't have the sources to get food right away. So you should also be keeping them in mind. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll tell you, I don't know what was kicking in, but the night before waking up, like I thought I saw a midget in the corner.
Wow. Yeah, I mean,
with a hamburger and some fries.
I mean, that's what like medicine peoples do and shit. You know, like like vision quest, spirit quest, like it's always it. Just don't eat or even drink water for like 3 days. And like, yeah, it like, cause that's where most like your energy from, like, if you're a computer, like most of the processing power is going to like stomach acid production, I guess, you know, it like, it does like when you're full and just satisfied, you're less height aware, so to speak. So yeah.
And I also feel like you shouldn't eat past being a little bit full. Like I try not to eat to be full.
Yeah, right. Just
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it's
Like if we're at a pizza shop, the old me would have been like, fuck it, I'm about to go get 3 slices. You feel me? Now I'm just like, I'll get a slice now, and if I'm hungry later, I'll take care of it later. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Instead of like going ham, I not only did I like gave myself a little breathing room, I also let it digest to the point where I can, you know what I mean, get something else.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I hate feeling full too. It makes me feel like I can't move. It makes me feel sluggish. Like,
yeah, it's not good. I think it's like 20 or 25 minutes. It's like till you know, like the signal from your stomach to like your head is like, oh shit, I'm full.
Oh wow! So it takes time.
Yeah. So
you probably overdid it and you didn't even know it was too late.
I think it's about that size, right? Or 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like the space.
Yeah.
So.
You know what's a good way to diet I've found?
What?
Is whatever food you're about to eat. Be it a slice of pizza, a big hero, Pole's bowl spaghetti, whatever it is, just look at it and just picture it in your stomach. Like that.
That is smart.
This
like this
here.
big ass portion, and your stomach is like
and
this, and you're trying to
bashed into your shit.
Ooh.
And when you like think about it and just imagine like, oh, do you like? I don't want that in my stomach.
So I got a question for you guys. Do you think that we have been brainwashed to overeat?
It's definitely something that is embedded in our culture.
And ingredients. Yeah.
That in terms of ingredients, but like if you talk about our culture,
thing.
if it comes to our country, we got the fattest motherfuckers ever.
Yeah.
This is a fact, and this is not me. You know, I used to be one of those. I was up there, you know, and I took care of myself because I realized I've met people from around the country. I mean, around the world. I used to have a teammate that was his name was Tom, and he was in Australia, and he would tell me when he came out here, he fell in love with this food. Like, absolutely went berserk for this food. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, dog. This is regular. Like, my mother would have mad snacks. He came in the house, ate all the snacks because he's not used to it. Because they're used to healthy foods. Like, they're used to non-processed foods. You know what I mean? And same thing over there in Russia. Russia doesn't use GMOs, I don't believe.
I'm not sure, but
a few countries don't outlaw it.
Right. So it's like, and those countries have the best athletes ever. Russia always got some athletes, you know. I think we've been tricked to overeat.
Oh yeah.
To make it like a disease, like you know, like to you can come from like to make it like.
Yeah, from like the psychological.
Yeah, exactly.
Commercial propaganda.
Right, because if 10 o'clock at night, what's on commercials?
Gotta have water.
Burger King.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Why aren't you promoting salads? Why aren't you promoting sleep? Why aren't you promoting meditation? Why aren't you promoting these things? Why are you promoting food late night?
You can't spend money when you're asleep. That's why.
True. They own the slot. Whoever owns the slot, I guess.
Well, I'm saying they want you to stay up and eat the cake and do the things.
Right. And they want you to watch these shows
Because,
and get entertained and stay stuck. See, that I feel like all this means is like they want you stuck. And everywhere you put, they want you stuck. When you're in a class and you're in a class for 45 minutes, you're in that seat for 45 minutes. You're stuck. You should be out doing what, if we're talking about math, well, let's apply math to something. Let's go somewhere and apply it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, because we're just learning it, and then we go out in the real world and we're like, dog, what do I need this for?
Yeah, you just
Like legit. What do I need this for? I don't need this. I haven't done math in a while, bro. I just go on my calculator or I just count money. You know?
Wherever it is, it is.
Yeah, right. So I feel like they want us stuck. And we gotta stay active.
Yeah.
And to go back with the fasting, I think fasting works in terms of that because it makes you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It makes you get out of a regular routine. Like, I think once in a while you should get yourself out of a regular routine. You should feel uncomfortable to know what it is to feel comfortable. You know? Because being too comfortable is bad.
Yeah.
I would say so. I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah. It's totally up to the individual at the end of the day if they're gonna strive to become a superior being, you know. But there are destructive guidelines set forth right now. It's kind of obvious, you know. So yeah, it's a weird place to be, man, for everybody.
Can I piggyback off that real quick?
Yeah.
So I just, in one of my classes, the multimedia class, I want to show you guys this. We got an opportunity to do a game.
Oh, cool.
Like, just like a little bullshit computer game. But my game is called Woke Tales. Right? Which my homie thought was dope and hilarious. And it's about reprogramming your mind. See, when I'm in class with a whole bunch of teachers, and they're used to the norm. Oh, I teach science, I teach math, but no one wants to teach about the mind. No one wants to teach people how to relax. All those things that you learn in one day, you gotta assess that shit at the end of the day, or it's just wasted knowledge. You know what I mean?
Right.
And no one does that. So I want to teach people in that game in particular to reprogram their mind. Get woke. What is woke? Woke is like, you know, waking your mind up and being able to see the truth for what it really is.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna show you guys. This shit looks it's hilarious because it's like a bullshit game. But it's like when I seen it and I actually played it, I was like, you know what? I'm actually proud of myself for this shit because it's different, and I feel like I'm teaching something true. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Come and eat at Alberta's Pizzeria, the only place for authentic Italian Jewish cuisine, home of the only Grandma Yetta pie, the best kosher pie this side of the Wailing Wall. Plus, we cater birthdays, sweet 16, bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs, baptisms for the goys, and we offer free sausage topping for any bris. Alberta's Pizzeria, pizza you'll want to eat everywhere.
77 WABC.
The barriers or the trials of this came in waves. And the first one's like, oh, lunchtime, but I'm not gonna eat.
Right.
Oh, dinner. Oh, I'm hungry now.
Right.
And
then you would get your mind off of it so much. It's like, whatever. I'm not really hungry.
Right. And each wave was a little steeper.
Do you feel like you was telling yourself that you was hungry?
I was pretty...
No. Do you get where I'm coming from, though? Like, were you actually hungry, or were you telling yourself that you was hungry?
In hindsight, it's hard for me to tell.
weren't you like weightlifting that day too, like exercise? So, I mean, that's a hard thing to do.
Because you burn calories.
It's psychologically it's a mental strength to not eat after that.
I think you're gonna keep advancing off this.
That's what I'm thinking.
It definitely seems like you're on this journey
you take
of
one swing. And okay, this is what
now you've done it for 48 hours. That's like pretty fucking impressive. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think you should challenge other people. I'm dead serious. Would you say so? I think you should challenge other people to change yourself, to see for what it is. Like, you really don't need to eat like that. I'm not saying you don't need to. Like, you need to eat.
Oh, yeah.
But you don't need to eat like that. And I also feel like the way you eat, too, like, there has to be a balance. Like, you remember how you said like you eat a certain thing, I feel like you should eat like a salad or something like a fruit before you indulge on something like spaghetti or
right.
like a chicken sandwich or something like that. I don't know if you guys seen, they approved what do they call that fake meat? Like lab meat.
Oh, like clone.
Yeah. Did you see that?
Yep.
What are your thoughts on that? I need to hear this.
So this, I didn't know this until now.
Yes.
So this is fresh reaction. So it's fake meat.
It's lab meat, right? Like bio.
Like it's not live, but it's
3D printed.
Oh yeah, it was never a baby.
Yeah.
No, it was never a natural process.
Right.
Mass.
Yeah.
Biomass.
And it's meant to replicate what we're eating now.
There's no way there's nutrients in that.
It's satanic.
But they made it legal.
There's no way there's nutrients in that.
But they made it legal.
Yeah.
And so, So my question would be, first off, and who knows, but are we gonna know? Are we really gonna know if they're mixing it in already?
Do we really know that there's been doubles of people?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go further into it.
No, we can. But I want to stick on.
There's double trees and goats.
Yeah.
So,
I want to go to that. I want to stick with what we're on for a second, because could it have just been being mixed in this whole time?
That's my point.
Yeah,
That's my point.
Because if you think about it, one day I was in Scranton. And
love Scranton. Shout out Scranton.
Yep. And was with a buddy of mine, and we were sitting in a Wendy's. He was he liked this fast food, and we were sitting in a Wendy's.
I know where the Wendy's is out there.
So this was like not in the middle of everything, but
it's,
like
it's by the school, right? Isn't it by the? I know where, bro. I used to live there for 2 years. I went to school out there.
So that Wendy's.
Mm-hmm. It's in like the corner, right?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, it was that Wendy's, and I was sitting there one day, and he was off. He was ordering his food, and I was sitting in this booth alone. And I'm thinking, I'm like, man, imagine how much chicken or beef this one place goes through in a day, man. And then I started to think about,
how many people there?
There's a lot of Wendy's in Pennsylvania. Imagine how much Wendy's in Pennsylvania meat they use. And then I'm thinking, boy, there's Wendy's all over the country. All over. That's a lot of beef.
That's
and
a lot of
cows,
chicken. That's a lot of
of everything. So when you think of it in those terms, I mean, who knows?
Now, this is the kicker too, bruh. This is where they fuck us up. They also can fucking mimic lettuce and shit.
Oh, yeah.
So first of all, lettuce has really no nutrients in it, so let's cut that out. You should be fucking with like spinach and shit. But who's to know that they can replicate that shit?
So here's something interesting. You know, if you ever grown tomatoes, you know that once you pluck them off the vine, they don't last too long. But yeah, you can go to the supermarket and buy a bunch of tomatoes, and they'll stay right on the counter for a long time, looking just like the way you bought them. So what they do, or what they've been found to do, certain places that grow these tomatoes to be sold in supermarkets, play with gene splicing in the seed and do all kinds of witchcraft like that. And they are injecting fish genes into the genetics of the ordinary tomato plant, because fish have an ability to hold water.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
And they implement this gene into the tomato plant, and the tomato can hold water.
Correct.
And
I would feel like tomatoes all water, right?
Yeah. But they have a gene in them that holds the water. And next thing you know, you start hearing about more and more people old folks who have to take a water pill, take a water pill, take a water pill. Well, if we've been eating something that has a gene in it that holds water, and you're eating tomatoes that have this gene in it.
You're acting with it.
Yeah, you're making that ability to catch on to you, where you're holding water like a tomato, like the fish.
That's wild. I heard there look like spider genes too, right? Or something with spider DNA in tomatoes and shit. They were doing a lot of shit with tomatoes at one point.
Yeah.
That's why I think that we're in a simulation. I'm gonna be honest with you, because there's no way, like, it's almost like free for all. We're all like guinea pigs.
Yeah,
that's weird, right? Like, how are you getting off on that? You know, like legit. How are you going to sleep and just like, that's so weird. How could you mentally think that you're over somebody? You know, I don't know.
Like, man, I just hope it's a mindset everybody shares, and one day it could just be easily phased out. Like, just everybody has a thing. Humanity just like grows up a level, and it just phases out. I don't know.
Like, do you think there's gonna be a time where, like, everything is out the bag? I feel like at that point though, it's gonna be a civil war. No?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
there's a lot of ways to look at it. I mean,
there is.
Everything comes to an end, but there's like an endless number of
how it could come. Right.
Like it's
there's Doctor Strange shit.
Yeah, there's no real like end to it. Maybe.
I feel where you're coming from, because it can get better and then it can go.
Yeah, it's
history repeating itself. Exactly.
Ups and downs. Yeah.
So how do we stop from that happening, or is that? That's what I'm saying. We in a simulation, but okay.
Well, sorry. Like, yeah, the whole Buddhism thing too is like most people agree that it's about becoming liberated and like all the soul's, I don't know, duty or whatever. Yeah, you know, when you realize it is just emptiness, that everything is emptiness at its core value, and it all, you know, it's kind of a way of like flipping the power or something on to, you could call it a simulation or a story, or
right.
Or it's a creation.
Like you said, it's infinite ways of
fractal. Like, yeah.
I used to be into like fashion, and I am obviously, but not like how I used to be. Like, I used to like really care, but now I'm just like, dog. I'm more into my body. I'm more into like my soul connecting with the world. Like, you know what I mean? I'm more into my conscience. I'm more into like spiritual shit than I am material, like physical things. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, I used to be like lost in that. Like, why am I like that? But I'm just like, because those things don't matter. As long as I got something, as long as I got clothes to cover myself and make me warm at times that I need to be warm, or, you know what I mean? As long as I'm good, like, my appearance shouldn't matter. It should be what I present, like how I talk, or like if I'm kind, or, you know what I mean? Or if I'm loyal, things like that. Like, those things should be important.
Right.
Like, because I've recently just got laid off on my job, and, you know, when I got laid off, the dude brings me into the office, and he's like, he didn't tell me why I was fired. He brought up a situation where he quote unquote caught me smoking weed, but he didn't. What it was is me and my coworker was smoking weed. Sorry, Jeremy. We were smoking weed, and we seen him from a distance coming, so I ashed it out.
Right.
But he smelt it on us. But he didn't physically ever see me rolling it. He never physically seen, you know what I'm saying? He never physically seen me do shit.
Right.
So he brings that up, and that was 3 months ago. And I was like, dog, if that happened 3 months ago, why are you bringing it up now?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? And he just couldn't give me an answer. And I forget why the fuck we were even talking about this. But then what were we talking about before? That I wanted to connect to what you were saying. Fuck it. It wasn't meant to be, dog.
I don't know where this segue came from, but eggs, yeah.
I gotta check the chicken.
That's weird.
Eggs.
Yeah, that is weird.
Chickens are excellent.
Yeah, they are. Now, does he like cook them after?
Yeah, I mean they're mainly. I guess they're like just laying hens now, but
Yeah.
I assume you could eat them if you had to.
Would you?
I mean, if they were like meat, I guess there's meat chickens.
Yeah.
Like there's meat rabbits there too.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, word. Have you ever had rabbit?
I had a couple times.
Really? How's that?
It's pretty good.
Really? That's dope.
Yeah, all this stuff. But interestingly enough, you need to eat rabbits with eggs because they don't have enough cholesterol. Like if you will not survive just on a rabbit. You need like the cholesterol in it. But it's an excellent protein source.
That's dope.
So yeah, eggs are a good thing to want. After.
Have you ever ate anything bizarre? I guess a bizarre out of the norm of being.
The first thing that always comes to mind is I had alligator.
Okay, I've had alligator bites before.
This was like a cutlet almost.
Mm.
Oh wow.
And that was good. I remember it. I remember enjoying it. But another weird thing that isn't actually weird, but the process was weird, is the first time I had catfish was a catfish that I caught myself.
Right.
And I caught it completely by accident. My father took me fishing, and we were just getting ready to go. And I was standing by the edge of the lake. And this particular catfish had a stripe on its head that looked like a goldfish from above. It was weird. And I thought it was another little fish.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I'm going to just drop my line right in the water and catch this little fish.
How big was the catfish?
I still had a worm and everything. So I just bloop right off the shore, and next thing you know, something big bites the hook.
Oh, shit.
And I could just pull it on land. I'm that close. And the catfish was probably like 13 inches black.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
Damn, dude.
I love
And
catfish.
I was like 12. And I don't expect to pull this monster out of the lake. And I freak out. And I'm standing there like quelling with fear because this thing is huge to me. And my father like flips out like, how did you even catch that? Blah, blah, blah. So we throw it in a bucket. This is where the story gets gruesome. Because we throw it in a bucket, drive it back to his house, get to the house, and he's going to cook it. We're going to take pride in eating this fish that I caught today. But it just wouldn't die.
What? What you mean it wouldn't die? Like it was just flipping up in the bucket? So how did y'all kill him? Y'all shot it? You shot it?
No.
Oh, I'm about to say, whoa.
No, we didn't shoot it. But, because it just, like it was in the bucket without air for a while, but it's a catfish. So a catfish can live outside water longer than an average fish can. So, we took it out, and it was just raging.
Going crazy. I'm trying to be back in that water. Y'all tripping. He knew he was about to be sizzling.
Yeah. As soon as my father moves it from the bucket, this fish is going wild.
Get me out of here, yo.
So he's trying to hold it down on the counter, but it's slimy and wriggly and just trying to run for his life. And he just picks it up and just and this fish just said.
So I mean, do the fish got a neck? He snapped the fish.
I don't know, man.
He snapped the fish neck. Damn. You got PTSD from this too.
You just fucking smashed it.
And then it just died. And y'all ate it. Was it good? Was it good?
It was.
Catfish is amazing, man. Did you fry it or did you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you gotta fry fish. Word. Damn, that shit make me want to go get fish right now. When was the last time you had catfish?
Sorry.
You thinking about that catfish? Shout out to that catfish, man. We gotta roll up for him.
I think I have had it since. To answer your question.
It took you a couple of years?
Yeah.
Oh, really? That shit really fucked you up.
It just... you always associate it with it, you know?
Like, yo, if you hear any loud noise, you think about that catfish. Yeah. You ever talk to him about that?
They'll attack you, man. It's just like, your arms going.
That's hilarious. Damn, yo, you should make a painting of a catfish.
They're cool fucking fish.
Deadass. Express yourself. Please, for me, I will buy that shit off you, yo. Because I know the story behind it.
But it did. I always associated the catfish with this event. So, years, I just didn't want to... Like, I knew it was there, and I always knew one day. But every time, today wasn't the day. Like, one day, but not today. And that was, a couple of years later, I ordered it at a restaurant.
Yeah, it was delicious.
Yeah, it was great.
It was great. Catfish is very good when you cook it well.
Yeah.
You guys ever been deep sea fishing?
No, I haven't. I know people who have.
Yeah, I've been when I was younger.
Okay.
Like, not that young, but I don't really like that experience, bro.
Yeah.
That shit is in the middle of nowhere, bro, fam.
You're like an astronaut. You're just not in your
Yo,
world.
it's not for me because it becomes so psychological on your eyes. It's like, no way, bro. Like, there's no possible way. I could never think about being stranded in the middle of the ocean.
It's not a smart place for a person to be.
I'm just saying, in any situation, I just couldn't imagine it. Unless you're on a cruise chilling. But still, bro. Oh, God.
I don't trust cruises.
I would get so claustrophobic just from seeing how much water there is around me. You know what I'm saying? And it's endless and there's nothing around. I think that would freak me the fuck out.
Yeah.
I think that would literally freak me the fuck out.
Because it's so easy to lose your sense of direction.
Exactly. Well, at that point, you don't know what the fuck is up or down. You know what I mean? Or you only know up and down. You know what I mean? I think going on a cruise, I would probably just stay in the cruise the whole time. I don't think I would be able to handle going outside, bro. I'm going to be honest with you. That shit would really freak me out.
I would get it. I don't think I would. It would take a lot. To
Like,
get
I would
going
probably
on a
feel
cruise.
I feel more comfortable on a plane because you can't see much.
Yeah.
Listen, man, when you're on that plane, it's up from there. It's
Yeah.
either you make it or you not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the percentages of you making it are high. I'll give them that.
It's true.
It's just the time where it's not. It's so detrimental.
Yeah.
It's such a crazy event.
Yeah. It's like I put myself up here, time to come down.
That's the point. It's like, yo, I did this. Trying to travel.
Yes.
Trying
Exactly.
to travel. I could have kept my ass home.
Right.
Chilling.
Right.
Cooling. Watching TV. Eating
Right.
well.
I've had that thought so many times.
Oh, man.
So many times in my life.
Unless you tell me that you guys have made planes, because you never hear that shit about a president's plane. You have never heard about a president's plane going down. Why is that?
Yeah.
What are they doing that is happening that, you know what I'm saying? So why isn't every plane like that? You know, if something goes on, it should be able to like self-revive itself or like find some way, or if it is going in the water, it should be self-efficient in ways that it could be going in the water, you know, like the fucking the wings go this way and you're just like a little submarine now, you know? It's like, come on, bro. Like,
Capsule, yeah.
Motherfucker, you spending too much money. Like, that's how I know you don't care about people's lives. Because there's no way the planes should not be figured out now.
Right.
I think, aren't they like launching one that's like supposedly can never land? Like never has to land. And it's like fucking huge.
So what, you got to parachute out to get to your destination?
Just like taxi flights, I guess. Like in like a
like a hovering type shit?
No,
was it the Virgin?
Yeah, it's a big like hotel plane they're designing with like 300 some rooms and like a big like observation thing, and I forget what it's called, but yeah, apparently it's nuclear reactor powered.
Have you ever? That sounds dangerous.
Yeah.
That sounds dangerous. You ever seen the movie Fifth Element?
Yeah.
Is it something like that?
Sorta, I think. It's a plane. It's huge. It's like bigger than like 3 times the size of a C-130. I don't know. Something ridiculous.
Because they kind of have like big ass cruises in the air type shit that just go into outer space type shit.
It's a sky cruise basically.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, no thanks.
I again, like I just want planes to be more efficient. This should never be a plane crash to me.
They should at least let everyone have a parachute at the very least.
Something like this should be more of like a way to survive this.
No, here, have your oxygen, get fucking stoned. And...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's horrible. I pretty much flew my whole life.
Okay.
Growing up, like me and my brother and my sister taking planes, just us when we were younger.
Okay.
You got to get what they call a stewardess. You got to get like someone has to watch you throughout the whole time.
Okay.
Like they're your responsibility type shit. But the last plane that I have flew on was, I think, my trip to Florida for basketball, which was like 2012.
Okay.
So it's been a minute. I mean, as I got older, I just cherished life more.
Yeah.
With assimilation.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to another episode of the Planet Shivers podcast. I want to thank Stefan and Isaac for coming on. It was so much fun to hear this conversation again, and I can't wait to have them back on. They'll be back on soon. Don't forget, check out what I'm doing with art and film and other kooky things on my Instagram at Albert Shivers, and you can see even more of what's going on at the website www.albertshivers.com. It's just my name. It's easy to remember. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoy the holidays in whichever way you're celebrating them, big or small. And I will talk to you guys in the next episode. And until then, take care of yourself and take care of somebody else.
I like Albert, and the others are okay, but I really want to go home.